Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new, I'm Nyx with Chromates Apothecary, and today I'm bringing you a tarot pick a card reading where we're going to be looking into this upcoming blue moon and what it is that you're going to be manifesting during this time. So on August 30th, there's going to be a blue moon, and we're going to use these readings to kind of dig a little bit deeper and see what's going to be important for you to focus on during this time. So starting on the far left, we have the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot along with this Aura Quartz representing group number 1. Beside that, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot deck along with this Honey Calcite representing group number 2. Then we have the True Black Tarot deck along with this Pink Crystal Quartz representing group number 3. And lastly, we have the Rider-Waite Tarot deck along with the Sunstone representing group number 4. So go ahead and take a few moments to pause the video and just ruminate on these decks that I have laid out before you. And when you've made a decision, head on down to the description box below and then click on the timestamp that corresponds with the group that you chose. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more tarot pick-a-card readings in the future, and I'll see you guys in your reading. Hello group number 1, and welcome to your reading all about what it is that you're going to be manifesting with this upcoming blue moon. So again, on August 30th, the blue moon will be here for us to really draw energy with, and it's going to help you focus on the things that we're going to reveal with your reading. So this will be things that either your subconscious level knows that you need to be working on, or it's things that you are actively trying to put your focus into. So if you chose the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot along with this Aura Quartz, then this will be your reading. And with this Aura Quartz here, it can truly help you tap into your consciousness and really help heal your physical and spiritual body, but it can also help to amplify certain things. So just like any other sort of crystal quartz, it can really help to expand on that output energy when it comes to things that you're trying to focus on. So really trying to manifest something, it is there to help you during that time. And something I'm going to do a little bit differently this time, I'm actually going to roll this Astro Dice first to kind of see what signs are going to be important to you during this time. So this could be your sun, moon, or rising, or someone within your life that could be helping you during this time. So the first one we're seeing is Libra. It can also be traits that you should pull from. So with Libra, like staying in balance with yourself. We have Virgo, a very practical sign. And lastly, we have Virgo again. So it could be that you really need to tap into the earth energy, keep yourself grounded during this time. Let's go ahead and get started with your reading. So for group number 1, what will they be manifesting during this time? Manifesting, apparently, is what I was trying to say. Manifesting during this time. The first one we have is the Three of Swords in the reverse position. We're going to pull 3 cards. Next, we have the King of Wands in the reverse position. And one more. And lastly, we have Temperance in the reverse position. So remember how I was talking about keeping yourself in balance with Libra? That's going to be something that you need to focus on during this time, I think. So we're seeing with the Three of Swords reversed, we're getting this chance of being able to release pain. So you are able to really let go of something that has been plaguing you for some time now. It can be a time where you are feeling very forgiving towards whatever happened to you. You could be forgiving of yourself in this situation. If you're not quite there to forgive the other party, it could be that you're trying to forgive yourself for being like, oh, maybe you felt like you put yourself in that position or something. You are going to be able to realize that this was just something that happened to you, and you're going to be able to realize that that was a mistake of the past, and now you can move forward with this new sense of optimism. We're also seeing in the King of Wands reverse that there is some sort of quick movement here. There is this almost like a cutthroat kind of nature, where it almost feels like you are rushing to make this thing sort of happen, and because of this you're holding yourself to these really high expectations. But I just want to let you know that it is okay for you to slow down, take your time, don't rush yourself through the healing process, but also give yourself the chance to notice that you are healing. Healing takes a very, very long time. Again, a lot of people like to say that time heals all wounds and things like that, but they don't have a time frame. And that's simply because we all heal at different time frames, at different levels. So just don't put any pressures on yourself to think that this needs to happen immediately or anything like that. I also am getting the feeling for some of you that this would be a really amazing time for you to do a very deep cord cutting ritual. They can be very taxing on the body and mind. You can get very emotional during cord cutting rituals, but seeing these swords here, especially with them being the Three of Swords, it feels like a pain from the heart kind of thing. So either a betrayal of someone in your life, perhaps there was an ex that cheated on you or left you in a circumstance that was very painful. And so it feels like a betrayal to your heart kind of situation. So for some of you, I'm getting this feeling like it would be really great for you to be able to focus on a cord cutting ritual during this time. And then lastly, we have Temperance in the reverse position. I'm seeing this here as a little bit of a warning in the sense of we want to make sure we keep everything in balance. So not trying to rush forward with things and not trying to extend yourself too far. So with Temperance reverse, this can be very much a moment of excess. So you are, it's almost like I'm getting this feeling for some of you is that you're like, you've planned this out to be kind of a big day for yourself, and you're like, everything will be great after I do this on the 30th, and everything will be great past that point because it's the end of the month and it's going to be the start of the new month and I'm going to be a fresh new person. And I think you are just putting too much pressure on yourself. So definitely just take it as a stepping stone and try not to see it as, it can be such a big thing, but don't see it as like a make or break kind of moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarification cards for you as well. So let's see, what else can group number one be focusing on during this time, during this blue moon? We have the Five of Swords. Ooh, the King of Wands in the upright position. So we have him here reversed, but then here upright. One last card. The High Priestess in the reverse position. Okay. So with the Five of Swords here, this is really about some sort of, again, some sort of betrayal. There was some sort of conflict or loss on your behalf. Perhaps the King of Wands being here twice is indicative of a person. So this could be someone maybe in your life who has this sort of energy where they're very, they're kind of a person who is like a leader type person. They have a big vision when it comes to their goals, and maybe they're someone like they almost have like a CEO mindset kind of thing. Like they know what to do, when to do it in order to reach their goals. Like they're their own boss kind of person. And it's possible that there was a betrayal from this person that is why you're feeling so doubtful of yourself. So again, here we're seeing this High Priestess in the reverse position. We're seeing her like this because it's a feeling of needing to listen to your inner voice. So this could be a situation that is pretty fresh for some people. Maybe you are suspecting something, but you haven't gotten to that point where you've gotten the last piece of the puzzle to figure out exactly what this betrayal is, but it just feels wrong. I'm feeling for some of you that there's some sort of like hidden agenda. So there's something going on that either someone's hiding something from you, or if it's not, if this has already been revealed, you've sort of hidden your pain from yourself for a really long time. And that's why you're going through this really big phase here where you're going to be forgiving yourself and you're going to be moving on, kind of thing. I'm getting this feeling for some of you that you have kind of tucked it away because you were like, yeah, that was the thing that happened, but you tried to play it off as if like it didn't wound you as deeply as it did. And now that this like moon phase is coming up, you're going to feel it very intrinsically, very intensely, because of it being a blue moon. So this would be a very good time for you to protect yourself when it comes to emotional matters. If you are the type of person who likes to binge out on food when you're feeling stressed, make sure you make time for that, because I'm getting this feeling like you are going to feel this wave of emotions. And just know that it's okay to go through those motions, to feel that pain, because you are going to heal past that. You are going to be able to grow past that. Let's go ahead and pull a few more cards for you. Didn't know which ones I wanted. We're gonna start out with these ones first. I like 2 of these for group number 1. Both of these in a row, actually. Yes. So in this first card here, this is the chipmunk and the laurel. And this one says success. So you are going to succeed in whatever endeavor that you're taking on. So if you are trying to move past some sort of painful moment, I do see you succeeding in it. And I do see this being like a good step forward. So it might not be the end of your healing journey. This might be the first step, but you're going to feel this relief come over you after this moment. And it's going to really feel like you're breaking down your own barriers in a healthy and beneficial way. And next, with the coyote and the datura, is deceit. And with this card here, this is kind of indicative again to me that there's some sort of hidden agenda. There's some sort of either you're hiding something from yourself or someone is hiding something from you. And the datura here is actually, the seeds of this plant is highly, highly toxic and fatal. And so this could be, I'm taking that as almost like a very intense like poison to you. That sounds very dramatic, but you thinking about this thing is really tainting your mindset. Whatever betrayal went on, it's really doing a lot of damage to you. And so this is why you need to have this success here in being able to move on, is because it's something that is really, really hurting you more than helping during this time. Well, during the entirety of your life, but I mean, just in general, your life, it is definitely hurting you, but it might feel amplified during this time. Maybe something is going to come to light during this time. Maybe whatever hidden agenda or whatever deceitful nature, it's going to come to the forefront, and you're going to figure out what it is that's been going on. Or maybe you are once again uncovering some of those hidden agendas with yourself, and you're going to realize exactly how much pain this makes you feel, and you're going to finally be able to do something to help that, to ease it a little bit. Any more messages for group number 1? What else do we have? We have the waning crescent coming out. And fireweed. I want one more. And Taurus. So in the waning crescent here, this says, I pause in stillness and reflect. So this is a time for you to be able to think on what it is that has gone on and really give yourself the chance to recognize that, again, you couldn't help yourself in whatever the situation was. And not that you're like weak or anything, but it's just that that was something that happened, and now you are trying to take steps to move forward. And seeing this fireweed here, it says ignite new possibilities and adventures. So it almost feels tied to it, is that you are pausing to reflect on the things that have happened in your life, but you're going to move forward with this this fire energy, this bright new possibility, this adventurous side of you, and you're not going to allow this to keep you stuck in the past or keep you from taking risks, especially if this does have to do with matters of the heart. Is maybe you, say for example, you were cheated on and now you're really holding off on making those sorts of connections with people because you've been hurt by that before and it's hard for you to open up to others again. I think that this is finally going to give you this chance to, again, forgive yourself, move on from the past, and have this new passion that comes into your life. And for some of you, I'm also getting this feeling like this has held you back mentally too, because the swords deal with your mindset and deals with your mental focus, mental ability. And so I think that it's very tied with heart and head, in that it's almost stopped you from really living your life and being able to focus on you and focus on your adventures. And so I do think you're going to be able to reclaim this power. Lastly, we have Taurus in this card up here, which again, another earth sign. So really like just staying your course and growing slowly but surely is the feeling that I'm getting. So with Taurus, it says patient, caring, and calm on there. I think that those are things that you need to be to yourself during this time. You just need to be very patient, very caring, and very calm in order to regain your balance and in order to not feel hasty and scattered and out of control. So make sure that you just keep this, like the beautiful positives of Taurus, with you during this time. I'm also going to pull a couple of self-care cards for you, group number 1. So during this blue moon, what are some things that group number 1 can or should focus on? What do they need to hear during this time? Firstly, we have ground yourself. So again, I was mentioning that earth sign energy, really being able to, whether that's meditating or if there's anything else that you like doing that keeps you grounded, try to focus on that. I really want to pull my second card. I don't know why. I'm not done speaking on grounding yourself, but let me just pull this next card because it really wants me to pull it. Apparently too, so I'm going to set them there. But with ground yourself, one of the things that I like to do when I feel like I need to ground myself is I like to go outside barefoot and just stand in the grass and really feel the push of the earth against the soles of my feet, and really feel stuck to the earth, feeling that gravity and feeling myself present in that moment. So grounding yourself in the present too. Get rid of this past stuff. It's easier said than done. I have been there. I am an overthinker and I have my own issues that I deal with on the daily from my past. And I know it's something that you can't just completely let go of immediately. So just know that this is the journey that you are on. You will heal at your own time, and try to keep yourself from that scattered energy. Try to keep yourself as grounded as best as possible. Next, we have use your hands, which I think this is actually the first time that I've ever pulled this card. So with use your hands here, obviously they are working on some pottery during this time. So maybe that could be a very, very specific message for some of you, is maybe you like working with clay, being able to, again, it almost feels like ground yourself again, because clay coming from the earth and being able to create something artistic along with that is a very beautiful thing that you can do to express yourself as well. So using your hands in whatever way that you find to be artistic. Say you're somebody who loves like finger painting, being able to get your like hands in your paint and being able to paint can be something that really draws you to it during this time. Also, I've been doing a lot of this recently, is a lot of gardening, and you have to use so much of your hands in order to either weed, or when you're planting, or being able to tie up all your different plants and whatnot. So things like that. Just think about things that you use your hands for and what you like doing, and allow yourself to do that during this time. Lastly, we have abundance planning. So this might be just a sign for you during this time that if you are kind of using the blue moon as a chance to release old pains and move forward with your life, budget is a very important part of that. It can also mean that some of you are literally trying to manifest money, and this could be a way to help you down that path as well, is keeping a journal of your expenses. It is extremely helpful, especially if you are someone who is frivolous like me with your money. You need to make sure that you have eyes on that. So this could be a really good time for you to focus on that as well. So I'm going to do one last thing. So in here, I have some tiles that I'm going to pull out a few for any last messages. So I'm going to go with the first things that my mind comes to when I think of these. So I pulled out two. We have H and we have I coming out. Obviously, first and foremost, it says hi, but this immediately made me think of when we rolled Libra in our Astro Dice. Libra are known to being very social creatures, kind of like that social butterfly. So being able to go out there and make friends, being able to express yourself, being able to really connect with people around you could be very important during this time. I'm actually going to put these down here. I don't know why I put them there. I'm going to put them down here. So I really think that for some of you, being able to reach out to your friends and being able to express yourself to your friends in a more carefree kind of way is going to be very helpful, like for you during this time. So if you're the type of person who doesn't often reach out, maybe try to push yourself just a little bit to be a little bit more social than you normally are. I'm also getting from this two completely separate things. In the sense of H, I'm getting heat, and I'm getting ice. It could just be because of the differences of those two, but I'm getting like hot and cold kind of feelings. So maybe if you are someone who likes to play around with temperature in the sense of like, say you like doing hot yoga, or maybe you're somebody that loves taking ice cold showers. I cannot do that, but I know some people who love doing that. There could be something to do with temperature that is having you that's kind of coming out during this time. I'm trying to think of other things that don't sound completely wild. Um, like it could be because it's a hot day. You use your hands and make ice cream. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting that kind of feeling like you're doing something fun that's going to bring you a bit of joy and a bit of happiness. And for some of you, I'm getting this feeling like it is going to be some sort of temperature thing. I'm going to pull one last card for your reading today. Group number 1, what last little message do we have? We have this card here that says, you live in the quantum field of all possibilities, now act like it. So during this time, it is going to be really helpful for you to be able to recognize that you are the person that holds the key in order to change your life the way that you want it to run. So if you're somebody who is stuck in the past and you keep reliving these past issues, these past thoughts and everything, you are going to realize during this time that you are going to be able to manifest and change your life the way that you want it to be. And this is going to really help you during this time. So this blue moon is going to bring about a lot of interesting things for you, group number 1. It's going to give you this forgiveness, this optimism of just things that happened in your past, and you're going to be able to reveal a lot of things about what happened and why you feel the way you feel. And you're going to be able to ground yourself in a way that makes it possible for you to move forward and not feel so stuck anymore. And also, I quickly wanted to make note of this as well. As I was pulling this card, I also got the thought process of this could possibly be either your initials or perhaps the person that hurt you. One or both of these initials could be in their name, kind of thing. So just keep that in mind as well, just as a note of being like, this could be your reading as well. So I hope you have an amazing time during the blue moon. If you do happen to practice cord cutting and that's something you're interested in doing during this time, I also just got hit with like high, as in like a high frequency. So having this really powerful energy along with you during this time. So I'm getting this feeling of a very intense emotional cord cutting. So if that's something that you partake in, just be safe and know your limits during that. And just have an amazing time. I hope you are able to manifest this healing energy for yourself and that you have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello, group number 2, and here's your reading all about what it is that you're going to be manifesting during this upcoming blue moon. So August 30th is going to be the blue moon, and we're going to look a little bit further in your reading and kind of see what exactly it is that you're going to be focusing on, or things that are coming from your subconscious to the surface level for you to be putting your time and energy into. So if you chose the Wild Unknown along with this honey calcite crystal, then this is going to be your reading. And with this honey calcite here, this can really help with working with your self-worth and restoring confidence to yourself. So it's very helpful when it comes to giving you this sense of comfort and really being able to work on some deep-seated traumas or issues that you have suffered from your past. So I'm going to start this off by doing something a little bit differently. I'm going to roll this Astro Dice first to see the top 3 signs that are either going to be making themselves aware for you during this time. So this could be your sun, moon, or rising, or maybe somebody important in your life, or maybe traits that you need to hold during this time. So the first one we have coming out is Scorpio. Could be this need to have a very passionate and determined trait. Next we have Libra coming out. So being very social, charming, bubbly. And lastly, we have Aries. So this kind of movement of passion, this very ambitious kind of point of view is the feeling that I'm getting that will either strike you during this time, or again, things that you should try to focus on during this time. So we are going to start off with 3 cards. This is to help us find out what it is that group 2 is going to be manifesting during this time. Do not want those. We're going to pull 3 cards for group 2. Firstly, we have the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse position, the Emperor in the reverse position, and lastly, we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse position. So we have a lot dealing with finances. We have a lot dealing with masculine energy as well. So starting out, we have this 4 of Pentacles reversed, and this can really be a time where you need to focus on some sense of self-protection. You need to kind of bring yourself back into having control or having stability and security in your life. So right now I'm getting this feeling like for some of you that maybe you're struggling with this, or perhaps you don't have this at your current point in time, and it's something that's going to really be bothering you towards the end of the month. It could be perhaps that maybe you're struggling with bills this month, and this is what you're seeing is in this blue moon. You're kind of seeing this stress of your finances, or it could be that you are just recognizing that there are going to be issues in the future with it, and you're really going to start to hone in on that. And that can come about as being something where you might be overexerting yourself, and you might be in this weird zone of feeling a little bit greedy when it comes to your money. Like you are like clinging onto it a little bit too harshly, which there's nothing wrong with you needing to take care of yourself first and make sure that your finances are good before you help anybody else or spend money frivolously. So keep that in mind during this end part of the month and going on into the next month. Just keep a close eye on your finances is what I want to say. Next, we have the Emperor in the reverse position. And with this, there could be, again, there's that, it feels like too much. It's this tight control. It's almost like a suffocating kind of feeling where instead of leading from a point of authority and a point of confidence, it almost feels like it's coming from like this need to control something. There's this inflexible movement coming from the Emperor reversed where it's feeling very, very rigid and very, very harsh. But this could simply be either you're taking this mindset on during this time because, again, finances are very, very tight, or that feeling that I was getting earlier of this being a masculine energy. It could be a more of a dominant masculine figure in your life who is being very inflexible, especially when it comes to money. Either it's someone who has control of your finances, or it's someone who maybe they do the budget and you guys are looking at your finances together, and they're very much like, you can't spend money on this, or this kind of thing because of the situation that's going on. Again, I'm getting that feeling because we have the King of Pentacles right beside it. And with this is, again, a very controlling and a very domineering sort of personality. And again, we're seeing masculine here, but this doesn't need to be someone who is like male identifying. It could be someone who's female identifying, but just has masculine traits, because of course we hold both feminine and masculine traits within ourselves, whether we identify as those genders or not. So it doesn't necessarily need to be someone who is distinctly male or anything like that. But I'm just getting this feeling like, for some of you, this is very much a like traditionally male, like cis I don't know why I quoted cis, but like cis male person in your family, such as a father figure. For some of you, I'm also seeing like a grandfather sort of situation, but that's a little bit rarer. I'm definitely getting more of a like father parent vibe from this. And for others, I'm definitely getting the like a male partner that is acting in this way as well. So this could be a time with the blue moon that you are trying to manifest a better situation that's coming from not only you having better financial stability, but I'm also seeing whatever this male figure is, either you're fighting against yourself or you're fighting against another person and you're wishing for a mend in that relationship. So I'm seeing during the blue moon that you're going to be trying to repair this situation that you're currently in. I'm going to pull a few cards in order to get some more messages. So for group number 2, can we get some clarity on the situation? I really want to know what's going on with group number 2. What can they do to help themselves during this blue moon? The first card that we're seeing is the Hermit in the reverse position. I'd like 3 cards, please. We have the Emperor coming out. This is very interesting because with group number 1, I actually pulled the King of Wands in the reverse position right here. And then right here, I pulled the King of Wands upright. So very parallel to this situation here. If you were drawn to group number 1 at all, you might be finding, you might be able to find some messages there as well. It's just interesting. It's not the same card, but the fact that it's the same orientation of the cards and that they were both masculine figures, very interesting. And we have the 5 of Cups coming out as well. So I'm seeing with the Hermit reversed is you might be in this point in your life where you are very withdrawn from friends, from family. You could feel very isolated and just very alone. I'm not seeing this as something that the universe is calling you to do this. I'm seeing that you're stuck in this. And I'm partly seeing that the Emperor is almost the only sort of like structure or only sort of person that you're really able to talk to. And with the Emperor coming out again, this is very much a father figure card. So like I was mentioning before, this feels almost like a very tumultuous relationship. Like I wouldn't say a love-hate, but like a very up and down relationship with a father figure for some of you. It could be that for some of you, maybe you are under their house, they're under his roof and having to follow certain rules, but you're feeling very stuck because you can't make your own money in order to leave this situation. For some of you, I'm seeing this as he actually controls your finances and you're not able to spend your money the way that you want to, or a way that could help you get out of this situation. Or again, if this isn't a father figure and it is something like a partner, I am seeing this very intensely controlling and domineering personality where they are definitely exerting their control over you and keeping you stuck. And I need to let you know that if you are somebody who is currently suffering from any form of abusive relationship, whether this be a partner or a father figure, anything like that, is that you do need to find a way to get out of that situation. Anything that has to do with abuse, it can be very hard to tell that you're being abused, and it can be very hard to hear that this is something that's going on because you like to try to brush it off as, no, that's not happening to me. But that's what happens when you are a victim. And for some of you, I am very much getting that you are being stuck in this basically against your will, and they're using it as a form of manipulation. And we're seeing this here in this Five of Cups. It is a card that deals with despair. It deals with loss and regret of some form. So I'm seeing almost like you are being forced into this situation. I'm seeing you as the Hermit reversed, as someone who's lonely, withdrawn, pulled away from friends and family. I'm seeing the Emperor as he's presenting himself as this authority figure, as if he has all the answers, and there is this disconnect and this pain that is forming between you. So it could be just as easy as a simple disagreement with your father that is causing this to come out. Or for some of you, this could be a very strong relationship that ties need to be cut and you need to leave this situation. So I'm sorry for getting very, very deep, but I do want to make sure that if someone needs to hear that, that it is very, very clear that you seek the sort of help that you need. Obviously, a tarot reading on YouTube is not going to be able to give you all the decisions that you need to be making in your life, but just know that you need to keep yourself safe above all else. So let's go ahead and continue forward with any other messages for group number 2. What is going to be manifesting during this blue moon? The first card that we are pulling out here is the Duck and the Chrysanthemum. And beside that, we have the Frog and Lotus. So in this first card here, it says luck. So there's going to be some lucky break for you, I think. Something is going to come by and really help you with this situation. Either you're going to maybe find a job that can help you out of the situation, or you're going to be able to gain control of your finances again, or you're going to find the right people in the right places to help you out of whatever it is that's going on. We also have the Frog and the Lotus, and with this card here, it says Metamorphosis on it. So you're going to be definitely going through a change of some form during this time. So during this blue moon, I'm really seeing that you're going to try to work yourself out of the situation, at least taking baby steps toward progressing out of whatever the situation is that you're currently in. A lot of it I'm seeing, again, dealing with finances and with a masculine figure, is you are going to find out a way to be able to work with this relationship again, or you're going to find the strength to cut this relationship out of your life and find yourself away from what is going on. And with luck and metamorphosis here, I'm really seeing this protection following you during this time as well. So this could be something like, for example, say you needed to get out of a relationship or getting away from a parent. I'm seeing this card here as almost like you open up to your friends and one of your friends is like, hey, like, I have a couch that you can crash on, like, come on by, I don't want you over there anymore. And you being able to open up is going to really open up some avenues on you being able to get out of the situation and be able to find that, again, that lucky break. The other thing I'm seeing is that for some of you is you're finally going to get a job, because I'm getting this feeling like some of you simply don't have control of your finances because you just don't have finances coming in, and this is going to change. You're going to hear good news and you're going to have this good luck on your side. Again, you're going to be very protected during this as well. And metamorphosis, we're seeing this really intense change. So you're going to be really manifesting this change in your life, and I am seeing it as a positive thing that you're going to be able to push through this newness, push through and find this new this new you, actually, that's going to come out of this. It's definitely an inner thing too. It's you changing your mindset, you being able to change your thoughts. And speaking of, again, this honey calcite is here to really help you in restoring your confidence. Again, the stone here talks about needing to heal from abuse or trauma. So like I had mentioned before, is that the honey calcite's here to help you along that and really give you healing energy and healing vibes during this time. I know, again, this is very, very heavy for some of you. Just hold on with me. It's just, I do feel for some of you who are watching this that this is just very important for you to hear. So I'm going to pull just a few more cards for you. Any last messages for group number 2? The first one we have coming out is Crown, which says connected and elevated. Ooh, these last two just flew out, so I'm going to read them both actually. We have Virgo, which says supportive, reliable, and meticulous. And then we also have Aquarius, which says visionary, inventive, and eccentric. So with these cards here, I'm actually going to put them like this. With these cards here, we obviously have these two signs coming out, and with Aquarius, this is very much someone who lives truthfully as themselves. They're able to be, again, really eccentric. They're able to be really out there with their ideas and somehow make it work. And very much someone who doesn't like to back down from their ideals and who they are. And with Virgo, we have someone who, again, very reliable and meticulous. So they love to plan. They love to come up with kind of like their goals, just plot them all down and then follow them in order to achieve their goals. I'm also specifically getting with the supportive on here is that there's a possibility that you have a Virgo that you need to rely on during this time. I'm getting this feeling like they could really offer you some really good support and or advice during this time. Lastly, with the Crown, connected and elevated, I'm getting this feeling with this card here is that with it saying connected and elevated, it almost makes me feel like you have known the steps that you've needed to take for so long, and it's like there at like the forefront of your mind, but you've just been too afraid to take those steps. But again, I'm seeing that you have luck on your side and you have this deep change that needs to happen. So either this blue moon is going to be you realizing this, or it's going to be you taking the first steps of making this change. And again, it's something that has been weighing on your mind. You know that it's the right thing to do. You know it's the right thing that you need in order to get out of this situation, in order to change your finances, anything like that. I'm seeing you being able to finally fully see it, and it really being able to make a change and help you during this time. I'm going to pull some self-care cards as well for group number 2. What can group number 2 do during this time to kind of help them during this blue moon? The first one we have is deep breathing. So in deep breathing, making sure that you get in touch with your breath, because it's so easy for you to just go throughout the entirety of the day without even realizing that you're breathing, because it is so second nature, that if you take the chance to do a guided meditation or to sit down and really like expand your mind and really think in the present of what's going on, you'll be able to open up those connections that you have in your mind. Because you can see right here, again, like Crown, I really think you know, it's at the forefront of your mind, you know what needs to be done. And I think you need to connect with some deep breathing in order to really bring that to the forefront. help clear your head too, so you can understand the steps that you need to take in order to change this situation. We also have build strength here. So if you're somebody who likes to work out, if you're somebody who likes to exert your energy through something like boxing or just going out for like a run or anything like that, that can be something that you may want to focus on during this time as well. It could also be that you're manifesting with the blue moon a new like workout regimen where you've been putting it off for a while and you're like, look, I know that I need to do this for my mental health again. Like this mind, this third eye kind of thing that's going on here. I'm getting this feeling like it's something that you've been thinking about for some time, but you just haven't taken the steps to go for it. And I think you can really start to put a plan in action during this time. I'm also seeing it as with build strength here, it also has this metamorphosis card here, and that can help you in a way of changing yourself as well. One more for group number 2. We have connect with fire. So in this connect with fire card, it could be that you need to do some like fire meditation, or maybe how it has these people standing around this bonfire. Maybe like with the season and everything, this might be a great time for you to, maybe you get invited to a bonfire, or maybe you want to have one of your own and you're able to kind of connect with other people instead of feeling so withdrawn and so lonely. It's like, I feel like this is a good opportunity for you to be able to really reach out and make those connections with other people during this time. And for some of you, this could also be a chance for you to, during maybe even the blue moon, if you are able to, you can also write down like a list of everything that has happened in your past or any sort of negativity that you're currently holding on to, and you can take that and cast it into the fire to kind of release that energy as well. If that's something that has been weighing you down for a while, that might be a good time to do it as well, to be able to connect with fire. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 2 of these little tiles out, and the first things that come to my mind, I'm going to connect it to you guys. So let's pull out these 2. The first one we have coming out is P, and then the last one we have coming out is Q. This is so funny because I literally got the immediate one with P. I thought it was like Papa, so again, that male figure sort of thing. And then Q, I got like Queen. So that like Queen energy is really like trying to wield that for yourself. Try to summon up that power for yourself. I'm also seeing with this that P as well as people. So I'm thinking, again, this connecting with fire is that something is going to, you're going to have a chance to hang out with some people. I'm getting this feeling, and I really think that you need to take them up on it and really connect with people. I'm really getting that feeling like it's going to help you cast off a lot of your anxieties that you've been having. I'm going to pull one last message for you, group number 2. Okay. So this last one says, your superpower is the ability to choose what you tune into. So choose creatively now. So really being able to find your way to express yourself is going to be very important during this time. And also creatively finding your way out of the situation. I know that sounds weird, but if you're somebody who thinks, oh, I can't leave my situation because of XYZ, there are always options. There's always a way for you to get the finances that you want, or leave a person and cut them out of your life if you need to. It just might not be as straightforward as it appears to be. So you need to be able to change your mindset and need to be able to see things in a more creative way on how it is that you can switch things up for yourself. For some of you, this could be super literal in the sense of like, maybe you need to focus on your creative arts and that will make you money. Like maybe you're somebody that's always wanted to have like an art YouTube channel or sell your art at flea market or something like that. That's something that could be very, very easy for some of you to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, I'm gonna do that. Or it could be something like you need to figure out a way to leave behind this negativity and move forward into a brighter future. We're seeing, again, this change. This is a message for someone. I'm getting this feeling like you need to like crash on someone's couch. And I've been wanting to say that for a couple cards back and everything. It's like I'm really getting this feeling like even if it's not for you to fully be moved out of whatever the situation is, say you're like, you know what, I need almost like a vacation from this person. If you're able to be like, hey, I'm gonna go visit my friend for a while, they're lonely or whatever, but it's actually you're lonely. If you're able to get out of that for a little while and crash on the couch for like a week or two, just to be out of that environment, you will see so much of a change to your mental health that it's going to be wild. Again, that change, you're gonna see like so much change in your life just from being away from that person. And I really think it can be an eye-opener for some of you. So if you're able to find somebody in your life who has the ability to take you on for a little while, even if it's just like a test run, and kind of see if you can exist as your own self. Pull an Aquarius, be your truest self with this person and get away from whatever the situation is and really be you. I think this would be the perfect time for you to be able to do it, because you will figure out that you need to make some sort of change. So I do see changes coming up with your finances. You have to be a little bit creative about it, or you may be offered a job and that'll finally open things up for you. But what I'm seeing currently is that you are feeling very withdrawn and isolated. There's some sort of masculine figure in your life who's keeping you pulled away, and it's really damaging to you guys' relationships with one another. But I'm seeing that with luck and change, you're going to be able to bring about this bright new future for yourself. But I do see this blue moon as like the first step. So this is going to be, it's going to take a lot of time. You're going to need a lot of strength. You're going to need you're going to need to build a lot of strength in order to push forward. But I do believe that you have the capability to do so. So thank you for getting to the end of your reading, and I hope you guys have an amazing blue moon and that you're able to manifest the things that you really want in your life and be able to see this positive change. Just know that you're protected, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading all about what it is that you will be manifesting with this upcoming blue moon. So yes, on August 30th, there will be a blue moon, and in your reading, we're going to be focusing on the things that you are going to be either dredging up from your subconscious and really focusing on, or it's things that you are actively trying to change and focus on during your life during this time. So if you chose the True Black Tarot deck along with this pink crystal quartz, then this is going to be your reading for today. And along with this pink crystal quartz, this really can help when it comes to wanting to amplify feelings of love or just affection in general, and a lot dealing with self-love and self-healing as well. So that's going to sit right over there for you during this reading to help you along with those needs. And I'm going to start things off with rolling this astro dice. So this can be either your sun, moon, or rising, or someone important in your life signs, or it could be some traits that you need to take on during this blue moon. So the first one we have coming out is Capricorn. Then next we have Scorpio. And lastly, we have Taurus. So what I'm seeing with those is with the Capricorn is this very determined, almost like workaholic energy, very much like a boss kind of energy. With Scorpio, again, very determined, very, very passionate. And lastly, with Taurus, again, another determined energy, but also a very steady and calm energy. So those could be traits that you either need to be showing during this time, or things that you're going to want to tap into during this blue moon. So let's start off your reading with pulling a few cards. So this is for group number 3, and what it is that they're going to be manifesting during this blue moon. The first card we have coming out is the Hanged Man in the reversed position. Next, we have the Hierophant in the reversed position. Interesting already. And lastly, we have the Lovers. Literally, the fact that we talked about this being about like love, affection, and everything, and then we pulled the Lovers is so beautiful. You guys have some very, very powerful energy. Obviously, these 3 cards here are all from the major arcana. So we're seeing, starting out with the Hanged Man in the reverse position, this sense of really feeling as if you are having a hard time in making some sort of decision. There is this delay, and it's this long pause of a delay, almost like how you heard when I was trying to think of my words earlier, talking about the Hanged Man, is you're feeling very much like you are, again, stuck in that decision. When the Hanged Man is upright, you can see things from a different point of view, and you're able to let go of the things that you know. But in the reverse position, you're almost stuck in your perspective, which I'm not seeing this as a negative, but I am seeing this as, again, that sort of delay. There is this chance that you could possibly be holding on to something from your past, and that is what is stopping you with being able to feel fully enveloped in this Lovers card. So we'll deal with Lovers later. I will touch back on that. With the Hierophant in the reverse position, this is again about some sort of restriction. So you're really holding yourself back from something. In the Hierophant reversed, I always see it as either you are doing something completely off the wall and different from the world around you to the point where you are being noticed, or you are very, very stuck. And that's what we're getting here. You're very trapped, you're very stuck in some sort of mindset. And it is causing this pause, it's causing this disconnect that I'm seeing. And we've got the Lovers here. So this is, if you're somebody who is currently in a relationship, I'm seeing this as almost like you are manifesting this change that's happening here, of this stuck nature. You're trying to work through what it is because you want to feel more connected with your lover. For those of you who are single or do not feel the need to have a romantic relationship, I'm seeing this as the lover is you. It's the union of yourself and the ability for you to feel aligned with your values. And you're almost feeling disconnected again from yourself as well. So again, this is a disconnect from something intrinsically human, whether it is a romantic relationship or it is a relationship within yourself. And this blue moon is going to give you this chance to manifest this new outcome, this new ability to have this different perspective, and being able to let go of past issues and being able to fully love. For some of you, I'm very much getting the vibes of you want to give yourself fully into this romantic relationship that you're currently in, but because of past issues and past betrayals, you're having a hard time not wanting to connect. You're having a hard time being able to push yourself to connect in the way that you want to. But just know that you are protected during this time, and that this is a very good time for you to be able to release this past pain and work through it with the blue moon. I'm also getting for some of you that there is some sort of release that needs to happen from a past lover, and that's why you're feeling stuck. So kind of flip this on its head, is that you still feel fully connected to this person, that you may be no contact with them, or just simply that they're an ex that you don't talk to anymore. And because of that, you are now finding yourself in this kind of like limbo. And this might be an amazing time for you to do a cord cutting ritual in order to release, because again, seeing all these this is like the red string of fate kind of situation, but seeing all these bonds, all these cords, this is really drawing my eye to it, in that some of you need to release yourself from a past lover. So yeah, there's two very different feelings with this. Some of you are too afraid to open up, and some of you are too stuck in order to move on with your life. So whichever way that applies for you, we're gonna go ahead and pull some more cards for clarification. So for group 3, what other messages can we get during this blue moon? Can we manifest? That is a lot of cards, so we're going to put those all back and keep going. Can we manifest during this time? This card wanted out. We have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse position. There's some... I've got 3 more cards. I'm gonna keep all these. This card is normally about working together as a team. So with it in the reverse position, this is like a lack of teamwork, and there is an imbalance here. So again, it could be this disconnect from a partner is really the feeling that I'm getting for you guys. Next, we pulled out the 8 of Wands, which this is quick change. This is like fast movement. It is one of the fastest cards in the deck. It can mean action, like some sort of action needs to take place immediately. So this could be something that it's calling to you to let you know that this is the time. This is the time that you need to focus on whatever it is that's hanging you up. You have to use this chance to break past it. Next, we have the Magician in the reverse position. And with him being here, this is showing to me that almost that you feel as if you don't have the resources or the ability to do so. Like you kind of, especially connected with the Hanged Man. I didn't want to say this, but the Hanged Man in the reverse position is kind of like a victim mentality. It's kind of like it's martyrdom. So it's like, oh, of course this would happen to me kind of thing. And we're kind of seeing that again with the Magician reversed, where it's almost like saying like, oh, but I possibly couldn't do this kind of thing. But really you actually have these hidden deep talents that you just aren't tapping into. The Magician reverse can also deal with manipulation. So there's, again, either something is going on where you're gaslighting yourself. Like, I don't want to use that lightly because it's a very serious term, but you are really manipulating yourself into thinking that you can't have this love, or you're trying to self-sabotage. That's another thing that I'm getting, is that for some of you is that you're almost trying to run away from this really intense love. Again, a quick movement is like you're trying to get out of there, but it is something that's so good for you. Or on the flip side is that you may have been manipulated by a lover, and that's why you're still stuck. We also have this Four of Pentacles here, and with the Four of Pentacles, that brings about this need for security and stability. It's having control over your finances. It's having control over your space and what's going on. So maybe you're somebody that feels like you need to cling on heavily to any form of control that you can. And so maybe you're holding on too harshly, or maybe something has you bound up too harshly. Keep that in mind as well. So what are we going to do with this? What can group 3 do to help them during this blue moon? What are some things that they can focus on, some further messages? We have the butterfly and the snowdrop coming out. And the owl and hop. So with the butterfly and snowdrop, this here represents hope. So you having this hope for change, you having this hope for a better and brighter future for yourself is really something that I'm seeing as you needing to hold on to that and really recognize that it's there to protect you. And then we also have the owl and hop, and with this it states wisdom. So really being able to either tap into your own wisdom from either a previous situation or the wisdom of other people, because we can find a lot of help in just asking for advice from other people who have dealt with similar situations. Even if it's not the exact same thing, they can sometimes say things that just, they like click in your head and you're like, oh, exactly. That's like exactly what I mean and how I feel about this situation. And so even if you don't think that someone has dealt with your same exact situation, try to reach out and try to find some advice from those around you. I think is a really important thing for you to focus on. I'm going to pull a few more of these cards. What else can we get for group number 3 during this time of the blue moon? We have the first one coming out is Root, which shows strength and grounded. So really being able to focus on really bringing yourself into the present moment. I remember we also pulled not only Capricorn, but also Taurus. So again, kind of returning to that earth energy, really finding a sense of being able to ground yourself completely, not be as like floaty or head in the clouds during this time. And it can also keep you very practical. So if you are somebody who tends to get swept up in love very, very easily, this can help you. Also, Root is very synonymous with love and passion, I will say. And so it could be that this is something that you need in order to help focus on this relationship. Maybe you're afraid of exploring your root chakra with your lover at this time. There are some hang-ups there. So maybe during the blue moon, it can help you in releasing that past worry, anxiety, and being able to open up to your person. We also have this card here is Sacral, which flew out of the deck, which says creativity and self-love. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the Lover's card does not necessarily have to be within another person. It can very much be you finding your own self-love and being able to take care of yourself during this time as well. So really being able to focus some of your creative ventures and being able to partake in things that make you happy and that give you that self-love is also very important during this time. I'm going to pull one more because I really want one more card for you guys. Lastly, we have Waxing Crescent, which says, I manifest my dreams. So if you're somebody who really likes to, who really can dream big, and you are wanting to manifest your dreams, this is a very literal and very direct message of, during this blue moon, you're going to be able to manifest anything that you want. And for some of you, I have to say it, I think that you want love and affection and you want a closeness with your partner, with your love, and that's completely fine. It's beautiful to find love and affection within another person. And I think that even if it's just you wanting to feel more attached to one person, then that is completely fine. Just know that you don't need to be trapped by whatever past pressures there were, or if you think that you're a little bit too much for people, you aren't. And you're going to find the perfect person for you that's going to help you recognize and realize that you get to be exactly as unique as you are, and you're going to be able to live as yourself very, very freely. So whatever dreams you have during this time, just know that you are going to be able to manifest them. So this is going to be some very, very, again, like I said earlier, very powerful energy from you guys. So just know that whatever you put out there, you are going to be able to reap the benefits of this blue moon coming up. I'm going to pull some self-care cards for you, group number 3. So during this time, what can group 3 focus on to help them provide some self-care, some self-love? Not all of those, excuse me. Sorry for the loud sound. The first one we have is connect with the earth. So again, I mentioned that Capricorn and Taurus, grounding yourself in the present moment, the root with strength and grounded here. Very much find time to connect. Head out into the woods. If you are the type of person who really enjoys nature, I like to do this sometimes, is head outside without any shoes or socks on and just stand in the grass and really feel myself connected with the earth, feeling that pressure of the earth against the soles of my feet. That is something that maybe you can do during this time. Or even just being out in nature in general, being able to feel the wind, being able to hear the wildlife, things like that to help you feel more grounded and in tune with yourself. Next, we have nourish your temple. So again, this has very intense like nature vibes along with it, with this figure being covered in the vines and the different flowers and the like. So being able to feed yourself the things that make you actually feel good. Or I'm getting this intense feeling for some of you is, if you have been gardening this year, is really feeding yourself the things that you have grown might help you during this time. It might make you just feel a little bit lighter, and again, a little bit more connected with the earth, because it's something that you did on your own. And then lastly, we have meditate. So yeah, you are getting some very intense messages of really finding time to ground yourself, really finding time to connect within yourself, because I feel like this is it almost feels like this is a you problem. like this is something only you can solve, and only you can really allow yourself to break free from. And so when you give yourself this chance to focus inward, you're going to be able to radiate more love and affection outward as well. Last, I'm going to pull these little tiles, and I'm going to see what hits me first when I pull them. So we have F and we have P coming out. I don't know why, but the very first thing that came to my mind was far plane, which is very out there thought process, but almost giving me that feeling again of meditating to the far plane, being able to release your energy, being able to release your thought process that is like really holding you back. I'm also feeling, I'm getting this vibe of feeling and perception. So, how you feel about certain situations and how you are perceiving things as well. So, really getting in touch with yourself, being able to meditate on how it is that you're feeling about certain situations, how it is that you're perceiving certain situations, and trying to find the truth of the matter. Because I don't know if it's something that you're missing or it's just that you need to allow yourself to feel all these things fully in order to feel just like one with yourself. I'm getting this feeling like you are somebody that really, I don't want to call you out, but you almost feel like a water sign to me. I know we had so many earth sign things in here, but I'm getting this like very intense Pisces this Pisces vibe where you just feel so in tuned with things and so lost in love kind of vibes. I'm sorry if that's completely off base for some of you, but for others, I'm really feeling like you just are normally pretty good with your emotions, and there's just kind of this hiccup here where you feel a little stuck and you just need to let go and allow yourself to be. I'm going to pull one last card. So for group 3, this last one we have, oh my gosh. This card says, be weirder. It will keep you sane, seriously. So like how I mentioned before with the Hierophant in the reverse position, where it gives me like, you're kind of off the wall. You do something like really wild that isn't like a societal norm kind of thing. That is, again, something that it will really make you feel just so much more free and being able to just exist as yourself. And like, I don't believe that everybody, like there are people who are like normal. Like everybody has a weird side to them. Everybody has a side that they don't show to other people because they think it's too weird or something. I think that you need to really embrace that and allow yourself to be as weird as you are, because if you do, you're going to be able to find the right people. If you don't have a current love, you're going to be able to find somebody, you're going to attract somebody to you when you are able to be more yourself and more intense and out there kind of person. So just know that during this blue moon that you, yes, have something that you are feeling very stuck on. You might have some form of delays, but whatever it is, that if you focus on love in the proper sense, whether it be that you need to release an old love or you need to welcome a new love into your life, that you're going to be able to do that. You just need to focus on working together. You have to do this. Now this is a strike while iron is hot kind of card, so really using this time now to do it, and know that you have the skills and you have the stability to do that during this time, and that you're going to be able to release these things and move on into a brighter future for yourself. We obviously see here in the waxing crescent this I manifest my dream. So whatever you want to dream in and believe in at this time during this blue moon, you are going to be able to manifest that for yourself. Remember to stay weird and just really allow yourself to be. Just give yourself that self-love and just be uniquely you. So thank you guys so much for getting this far in your reading. If you've liked or the reading resonated with you, remember to leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more tarot pick card readings in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading all about what you're going to be manifesting in this upcoming blue moon. So on August 30th, there's going to be a blue moon, and in this reading, we're going to see either the things that you're going to be focusing on or the things from your subconscious that are going to be coming to the surface that are going to need your attention during this time. So if you chose the Rider-Waite Tarot deck along with this Sunstone, then this is going to be your reading for today. And with this Sunstone, this is a very joyful stone, and it can really help lift dark moods, or it can really help encourage optimism and enthusiasm if those are things that you need in your life at the time. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this Astro Dice to get any signs just right out of the way. So this can be your sun, moon, or rising, or someone important in your life, any of their signs, or it can be some traits that you need to take on. So firstly, we have Capricorn coming out. So this could be a need for either focusing on work or just having this really intense like boss energy during this time. We also have Taurus coming out, which is again some very steady movement, very caring and calming energy. And lastly, we have Aries, which is the exact opposite. No, I'm kidding. With Aries, very determined, very fiery, and passionate. So that is some, those are some traits that you may need to be taking on during this time. We're going to go ahead and get started in your reading group number 4 with a few cards. And these are going to be the cards of what you will be focusing on during this time, this manifesting with this blue moon. The first one we have coming out is the Ace of Wands, already a very, very intense and promising sign. Next, we have the Three of Wands in the reverse position. So we've got some wands going out. And lastly, we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is in the Ace of Wands is there is this really intense beginning that's coming to you. There is this full potential of something that is going to be making itself known. I'm seeing you having a lot of inspiration for this new project and a lot of power at the forefront of it. So you are the person that is leading the charge with this project. So like how I had mentioned earlier with Aries, we have wands. They are the patron sign for them is fire. So very much this fiery, passionate movement, lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm as well. Next, we have in the Three of Wands, this is going to be coming to you as maybe there was some sort of delay in this very inspirational and creative new beginning. And this delay is coming to you because there was some lack of foresight or this inability to plan for these long-term goals. And so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a halt of this Ace of Wands moment. And I think that what's happening is I believe you had a recent new idea, or perhaps this was an idea a little bit in the past, that you wanted to go for, but this got in your way, and it's been kind of clouded to you. And during this new moon, you're going to be uncovering what it is that happened here, and you're going to be able to realize what you need to do to bring this Ace of Wands moment back. We're seeing in the Page of Pentacles reversed that again, this is another like lack of focus or planning or some sort of like short-term focus. You're not planning for something farther out. You're very much going like, oh, I have this really great idea, and you just quickly make the branding for it on your social medias, and then you're sitting there like, now what do I do? There isn't clear-cut steps in order to flesh this out and create it into an empire of your own. That's the overall feeling that I'm getting. So what I believe is going to be happening during this blue moon is you're going to be able to work past these short-term losses. You're going to be able to work through this lack of planning, and you're going to be able to focus your attention again on this Ace of Wands moment for yourself. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards. Actually, I want these ones. Just kidding, I want these ones. And we're gonna see if we can get any further messages for group number 4. So what are some things that group 4 needs to focus on during this time? Can we get some clarification for this Ace of Wands moment and how to bring it back into focus? We have the 5 of Swords coming out. The Queen of Swords in the reverse position. And the 6 of Pentacles. All right. So with the 5 of Swords, this was very much some sort of loss, some sort of defeat. For some of you, I'm getting this feeling as if you may have been really, really open with your idea with people, and then somebody in your group sort of took it and started doing that idea. Is very much a very specific message for like one of you. It almost feels like betrayal, and this card has to deal with competition. So it feels as if that there's something that you're fighting with, whether it be somebody that you told this idea to and they sort of stole it and ran off with it, or it could just be that the market of this idea is a little bit saturated and you're trying to find a way to make it uniquely yourself. We're seeing in the Queen of Swords in the reverse position that the reason why I said that like somebody may have taken this from you is the Queen of Swords reversed is very much like cold-hearted, very overly emotional, and very much somebody who would betray you, who would backstab you and do this sort of thing. So I'm getting this feeling with this being a Queen card, this could be a female friend or maybe ex-friend who did this, or it's somebody who's putting you down. So say you came up with this like really amazing idea, and yeah, you didn't plan fully, but you were just super excited, and then you shared this idea with somebody and then they immediately shot you down because they're envious or jealous of you. That is a very specific message I'm getting for some of you. I'm just getting this feeling like someone tried to cut you down from this really powerful idea that you had, and it really shook your confidence up and made you a little bit stressed out as if you weren't able to do this. But what I am seeing here in the 6 of Pentacles is this card comes out when there is this sharing of wealth, this sharing of like either you're giving to someone or someone's giving to you. So this charity card, I'm seeing this as almost like a sharing of knowledge. So I'm thinking that either you're going to reach out to someone who has done something similar to this or some sort of like similar creative idea, and you're going to be able to reach out to them and gain some of the knowledge that they had on how they became successful. So it might be just that you need guidance from someone else during this time. Again, this cloudiness here, clouding up this Ace of Wands moment of yours, I really feel like someone's going to give you the proper advice. See how these cards are like separated between this? I'm seeing this as like perhaps it's somebody that you normally go to who deeply hurt you and really shot down your idea, versus someone who maybe doesn't know you as much and they are reaching out and giving you this encouraging, really strong advice. So I'd say, like, between those two, who would you send your friend to? Like, if this wasn't you stuck here, who would you want to seek knowledge from when it comes to this? I'm really feeling like you are only clouded in this instance because this is something completely new to you, and so that's why you tried to seek advice before, is that you were just like, I don't even know how to get started on this sort of thing. I just think it sounds fun, or sounds like it could be really beneficial to me. And so that's why you were seeking advice. But if you can also just ground yourself and really put down a plan of action before you go forward with this Ace of Wands idea, I really think that you can get a lot done. So let's go further and pull some more cards to get some more messages for you, group number 4. We have the skunk and the magnolia. So in this card here, it says protection. So whatever you do during this time, you're going to be protected. So your idea is going to be protected. You needing to prepare yourself for this new journey, you're going to be protected. And also, if there's any form of evil eye from perhaps a jealous party, you're going to be taken care of during this time, to where you're not going to feel the effects of their jealousy and their anger. Next, we are also seeing the salamander and black pepper, and in this it says inspiration. So again, like the Ace of Wands, you're going to feel very inspired towards something. This could be a completely new idea. Maybe you are twisting that previous idea and you got hit with another layer that's going to make it more dynamic. It's going to make you stand out more. Or maybe during the blue moon, maybe you're just manifesting this idea. Like maybe you are like sitting there on the precipice, like you want this idea to happen, and you're just going like, I just need a sign. And during this time, it's really going to hit you, and you're going to feel this rush of inspiration in order to finally achieve this Ace of Wands moment. Just know that you're protected during this time, and that anything that's going on with this person, if this is a person in your life that you may be confided in, just know that maybe you just don't tell that person things that you're interested in anymore. Kind of keep them at arm's length, because it almost feels like they disguised themselves as somebody who you could be open with, and then they showed their true colors to you, and now you know not to trust them. Let's pull some more messages for group 4. Firstly, we have the mycorrhizal fungi, which says connect with your soul community. So again, this feeling of connecting perhaps with somebody that has done something similar or is in this community of whatever this this inspiring idea is a part of, that may help you. Or just knowing the right people to go to. So with your soul community, knowing the people who actually have your back in a way that is healing, in a way that is progressive, versus somebody that wants to keep you in negative energy, keep you feeling small and feeling feeling really small and like wanting to lord themselves over you kind of person. Next, we have Ghost Pipe, which says immerse in your shadow's wisdom. So this is all about you knowing your faults and knowing the things that can kind of distract you or hurt you when you're on a journey. So if you know that you're somebody who procrastinates, you need to get a handle on that, and you really need to focus on how to kick the procrastination out of your life in order to make positive changes and growth. And I forgot to mention that earlier, this stone, sunstone, also deals with overcoming procrastination. So that's something that I wanted to make sure that you guys heard, because for some of you, maybe you're sitting on this great idea and you have this lack of planning and foresight and everything because you're simply procrastinating. Maybe you're simply like, oh, well, that'll come to me eventually. Like, I have the idea, so eventually I'll reap the benefits. But maybe you're not taking those proper steps that you need to in order to create this into something. And you're just sitting there talking about it. So you just talking. All talk and no action is holding you back. And maybe that is why you're seeing this betrayal, you're seeing this defeat, is that you're seeing other people around you growing and being able to push forward, but you're just sort of staying the same. But you have to move out of that phase, out of that it's gonna come to me phase. You need to now work on the planning phase before you can reach this end goal. So just knowing what it is that holds you back, what's in your shadow self that's stopping you from reaching this Ace of Wands, from taking it and heading off on this journey. And lastly, we have Scorpio, which says honest, determined, and focused. So this could either be you, or it could be the traits that you really need to have during this time. So taking into the blue moon, taking on this determined, extremely focused nature during this time could be extremely helpful for you to be able to actually see movement and see this change for yourself. We're going to pull some self-care cards for group number 4. So what can group 4 do in order to help them during this time? Some things that they can focus on. Oops. The very first card on the floor is massage. So if you are somebody who frequently gets massages, or if you are somebody who would benefit from a massage, now would be the time to either make a booking, or if you happen to have a partner who's very good with their hands, maybe enlist their help during this time to work on, especially these, like, see these pressure points here in the neck, in the back of the head. Those can really help relieve headaches and tension. So I'm especially getting that from some of you, is being able to relieve this tension back here. Obviously, massages all over feel great and will help you no matter what, but I'm really getting that area. I'm just like staring at that part of the card. So that is something that I really feel for some of you is going to be very helpful during this time. Maybe starting from watching this video to the day of the full moon is focus on getting a massage in that area. Next, we have abundance planning. So with any great idea that we have, in order to make steps toward it, we have to go through some sort of planning phase. And if this is something like a business venture, you have to be very, very good with your money, and you have to know exactly where your money is going, what you're spending, when you're spending it, in order to keep on top of your finances. So taking the time to write down everything that comes with your budget during the month, or what you need to be spending on in the future for this idea, you need to make sure that you're writing it down, because that is all about this like planning phase too. Knowing all aspects of it, not just how am I going to like reach this point, like be able to express this idea. You have to know also the monetary half of it too. So say you wanted to film and put videos out there, you might also have to think about advertising and how much money it would cost to advertise this sort of product as well. So just keep that in mind. And then lastly, we have hydrate. So make sure that you are getting plenty of water, and make sure that you are taking the time to nourish yourself in this way. I'm also getting with this hydrate too, some of you should seek water, in the sense of if you live close enough to a body of water to where you're able to get in and take a soak in nature, this would be a very beneficial time to do that. If you are someone who likes baths, taking a bath and being able to hydrate yourself in that way, just feeling comfortable in warm water is something that I'm getting for some of you. And then I'm also, a very direct message I'm getting is putting out a like glass or bottle of water during the blue moon and then consuming it the next day can really help you be able to put your intentions into that water, and the blue moon will be able to soak in all of its energy into that water, and then the next day you can take it into yourself and be able to feel it throughout your entire body and it going through your veins and everything, just really fully absorbing just that energy to yourself. That sounds like really, really out there. I know I sound wild, but believe me, the ability to ingest water that has been touched by the light of the moon can feel very refreshing and very like filled with light. If you've never done it before, I know it sounds wild, give it a try, but it can really just make you feel more aligned with yourself as well. I'm also going to pull a few tiles, and whatever I get first from these tiles are things that I think that you should also focus on. So I've pulled out N and E, and for some reason, the first few things that jumped out to me, when I saw N, I got the word negotiate. So whether that's you needing to negotiate with yourself on where to expend your energy, which is the other one I got, or you needing to negotiate with another person, again, discussing what it is that you need to do, that word for some reason hit me very strongly. Also the fact that I was going to put it on this card anyway, but it falling on the abundance planning, negotiating where you can use your finances, because finances tend to be tight for everyone. So just knowing where it is that you can cut away things from your life in order to put it in other places. So having to negotiate those finances. I'm also seeing with these two together, and E, I'm seeing like negative. So I'm seeing this feeling of you cutting negativity out. So I'm specifically getting this sort of loss from the Five of Swords and this Queen of Swords in the reverse position, negative, negating, that kind of thing is really releasing that, because we don't want this to pull away from your energy. Trying to see if there's anything else. This could also be either your initial or someone else's initials during this time. I'm also seeing it as, you see the two like numbers on here too. We have 1 and 1. So if you just take 1 and 1 and put them together, it can be a master number, or if you believe in like angel numbers. So if 111 is important to you, that could be something for you to, it's on 1 as well with this abundance planning. So 111 could be very important to you. Maybe because it's going to be August 30th is going to be the blue moon, and then when we see September 1st, maybe it's you really taking on this idea on the 1st. You're really moving into that new month with that power and that energy. That could be something for some of you as well. I'm also getting from E, I'm getting eavesdrop, and I don't know why. So I don't know if there's a possibility that somebody is listening in, or it could be, this is like going to be really weird, but I'm getting like the feeling of like ancestor eavesdropping, like someone who you were close with who may have passed kind of recently is protecting you. Like they are here to drive forward your passion for this project, and they're listening in. So it's not like they're completely out of your life or anything. They're here to protect you, and they're here to give you that positive energy that you need in order to push forward. I'm going to pull one last card for you guys. So for group 4, what's the last message that we need? This one here says, you are a soul living in a flesh temple made of stardust, riding a rock through space. Don't sweat the small stuff. You are pure magic and mystery. So you are, again, very, very protected during this time. The universe is also letting you know that whatever decisions you make, like, we're literally specks in this universe. And try not to make everything into such a big deal. Go at this with a sense of whimsy and a sense of almost like innocence, this naive inspiration, and try to follow passion in that way where you just seem really curious, where it's a bright new thing that you want to cling on to, instead of like beating yourself down and being like so scared that you're going to get something wrong, or maybe you're procrastinating because you think you have to be perfect or something like that. This is trying to let you know that, like, hey, like, we're all just out here figuring things out. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just come up with an actual game plan and go forward with your idea, and you will see this flow of positive energy and just the right direction coming to you. It's going to point you in the right direction. So during this blue moon, either you're going to be hit with an idea, or you're going to bring back an idea that you need to make sure that you focus on planning for. You should seek advice from someone who is looking out for your well-being versus somebody who may be jealous of you. So keep that in mind, because I do get this feeling like you need to break off from somebody. There's some negative energy that you need to break off with. There is this protection that is following you, and that is going to inspire you during this time. Know your inner self and your community and those who can actually help you, and stay determined and focus on your plans, and know that you are protected spiritually as well as by some sort of ancestor is trying to make you realize that your dreams truly can come true during this time. So thank you guys so much for getting this far in your reading. If this reading resonated with you, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more tarot pick a card readings in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.